I don't think the world needs to know about that.
That you're a party girl now?
My college friends have been having a weekly Zoom party on Saturday nights, which has been really, really nice.
I'm desperate to have friends. I feel desperation now. I'll cut that for sure.
Well, you should join the
so
Saturday
no one
night
knows
party.
how lonely I feel.
But you always decline to join the Saturday night party.
Well, because you're up till like 2 a.m. usually.
But you could join for a little while and then leave.
I guess so. But you're also playing D&D like a bunch of nerds.
No, we've only done D&D once, actually.
You play in D&D, but all of you are barbarians or something?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
It's city business. It's city business.
Should we talk about Lucy?
Oh, man.
She's had a bad week.
Lucy's had a bad week. As far as she is concerned, we're assaulting her constantly.
Yeah, that's right. We've betrayed her.
We betray her trust 5 to 6 times each day. I mean, she continues to be affectionate towards us because she has no one else. But the reason is...
She needs eye drops. She was on no medications. She was perfectly fine. Then she developed an eye problem.
She hit 11. She really hit the wall. Do you know about...
Yeah, she just turned 11.
Dear listener, do you know about the wall? Let's not get into that.
No, thanks.
But Lucy hit the wall.
She just turned 11, and then I guess a bunch of stuff started to go wrong, and now she has to have pills every day and then 2 different eye drops.
Yeah.
And she also has developed a claw shedding difficulty, so she's also having trouble like getting rid of her old claw sheaths. So I've been also having to assault her to cut her claws.
Yeah, it's all pretty nasty all around. I will say that we've developed a technique wherein we will show her a piece of arugula, which she loves, then quickly put an eye drop in her eye, then immediately show her the arugula again and allow her to eat it. And if this all happens quickly enough, she appears to forget that an eye drop has happened.
Yeah, I think we need to plant more. I actually did plant more arugula today.
For the sole purpose of giving your cat eye drops.
Well, partly for that and partly because the arugula in the front of the house, it's become too Florida out there and it's all dying because of the constant heat and sunlight. So I planted some more arugula in the backyard today.
Oh, that's wise.
Because there's no arugula that a human would eat left.
But
It's
there's
only
a lot
for
of
cats.
arugula that you can use to dose your cat with medications. All right. Well, speaking of growing more arugula, what would you say is in the garden?
Then let us cultivate our garden. It's the only way to make life endurable.
What's in the garden?
Well, we have a ton of basil. That's doing great.
Yeah, that's doing disproportionately great.
Yep. Basil, I think, would be the thing we can grow most easily here. It's turning out.
Looks like it.
The sweet potatoes are taking off in the backyard.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
the vine has gotten pretty big. So I had planted it in a 3-foot in diameter cloth container full of soil and...
Like the cloth containers that I threw out, apparently, before we...
Yeah, apparently you threw away all of my fabric garden pots when we moved.
I thought I'd bring up that deeply shameful accident again. To be fair, again, they look like nasty, dirty cloth.
Yeah, they were nasty and dirty and cloth. That's all true. They were like landscaping fabric, collapsible, quite large pots, but those are gone now. But I got another one that is very big. It's like a big, shallow one, and I planted some sweet potatoes in that. And I would say that the vine, I planted probably 3 or 4 slips in there just to see what would happen. And the vine is probably, Vines are probably between 8 and 12 feet long for each one.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what to do because I know that if they take root outside of that pot, we're not really going to get sweet potatoes out of the deal because of the soil is so hard and
Can I
poor
ask,
here.
This is a general question about root vegetables. How do you know when they're done? Because if you pull them out to check, they're pulled out.
I think it depends on what it is. But the thing with like a potato or something is you kind of can pull it out a little bit. And if it, if you want it to keep going, I guess you can replant it. But so with potatoes, I think they say when it dies back and turns yellow is the right time to harvest.
I see.
Sweet potatoes, as you'll remember, I tried to plant them once when we were still in North Carolina.
Yeah, we got a few out of that.
Yeah, but...
Were they weirdly big? Is that my memory?
I don't even remember what happened. Now, maybe we got 3 huge sweet potatoes.
I think we got 3 huge sweet potatoes.
So I don't know what's going to happen this time. I clearly don't remember what the sign is to know that your sweet potato is ready for harvest. But I kind of think in Florida, it's possible that if we had a real garden, they might just live all the time and you could just dig them up whenever you needed some more sweet potatoes.
That's the dream. That's like one of those things that, you can subsist on that.
Yeah, definitely. But this, so they could act as a perennial here, essentially. But again, I'm clearly not good at growing sweet potatoes and don't know a lot about them. So I'm not really sure. And I have sort of kept the vines curling around inside this, it's a big pot by the standards of a pot, but not that big for multiple 10-foot long plants.
Sure.
So I'm not sure what to do with those. I guess I'll let them start to wander outside of the pot and see what happens.
And one thing that's not in the garden currently, but soon will be, is we in fact did order some Paul Robeson tomato seeds from Seed Savers and intend to plant them soon. Again, if anyone can find that Paul Robeson seed description from 2 episodes ago, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's mid-July now, so I don't actually know what'll happen, but I think why not plant them and see?
I can't imagine it ever being not 90 degrees again here. I think we might shoot the moon with this. We might go through winter with it being hot now. Why would it get cooler?
I don't really know how to respond.
All right, so today we thought we would look at 2 catalogs together. And those 2 catalogs are Park Seed and Johnny's Selected Seeds. Now, we didn't decide on this pair for any particular reason. I think we wanted to read some fruit descriptions and just looked for some catalogs that seemed to have a bunch of fruit in them. I will say that these are really 2 sides of the same coin here, these catalogs. They're all business. There's nothing whimsical about these. These are real meat and potatoes catalogs. They're not trying to flirt with you at all. They're just showing you pictures of fruits and vegetables. There's no backstory that you have to grasp to understand the context of the catalog. They're just a couple catalogs.
So Johnny's says it's an employee-owned company. And then Park Seed says that it is 152 years old. So those appear to be their 2 claims to fame.
Yeah, I mean, these both look very professional. They don't have a lot of huge design problems with them. They don't seem trashy like a catalog I won't name, but that we're considering doing an episode again about in the near future. They're just pretty straightforward. Their covers are, in a sense, remarkably similar design-wise.
Yeah, I agree. They're both covers depict an assortment of recently harvested produce. Just a nice photo of a bunch of different vegetables and flowers all put together.
Sure. What do you think is, I'll let you in behind the curtain a little bit. I have a note where I compile all the possible catalogs we're looking at, and I don't know, I got about like 45 under consideration at the moment. What would make someone choose to order? Like, I don't think either of these catalogs have proprietary seeds in them. What would make someone decide to order seeds from a Johnny's or a Park Seed? Like locality?
They seem perfectly fine, but yeah, I don't know what would draw a person to order.
I guess I mean that in a general sense. Like, all right, I've taken 2 seconds and looked up these 2 catalogs. Park Seed is, and this is, I think you can see this in the catalog as well, but so Wikipedia describes them as one of America's oldest and largest mail order and e-commerce seed companies based in Greenwood, South Carolina. Park Seed is a division of Jackson and Perkins Park Acquisitions, which is a subsidiary of publicly traded Western Capital Resources.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's rough, isn't it? You're not going to see fucking that in Fedco, are you? I guess they published their first seed catalog in 1868. It was 8 pages long, and used 2 illustrations, woodcuts of an aster and a pansy. I mean, it has a pretty charming history, I think, but it's owned by like fucking BlackRock now, basically. Johnny's Seeds looks to be like about a 50-year-old company, and it's employee owned. So I think they are distinct in their origins and the way they are situated politically, maybe, but they look pretty similar in terms of design sensibility.
Is this a place where we should encourage engagement? If people want to tell us why they order seeds from their favorite, how did you decide where to order your seeds?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question to me. I mean, I guess when I'm rarely the one in this household who orders seeds, of course, but when I decided to order Paul Robeson seeds recently, I just went to Seed Savers. I feel like I would always just go to Seed Savers first.
Is that your first seed purchase?
No, not in life, but in recent life, yes.
In adult life? Because I know you grew pumpkins and whatnot.
Yeah, in
As a
childhood. No, I feel like in pre-U life, but not in any serious or rigorous way. And certainly you've done all the seed ordering since.
Do you secretly know more about gardening than you've let on?
No, I probably secretly know less than I portray myself as knowing. So anyway, we thought, like we said, we would read some fruit and fruit tree, fruit bush, and whatnot descriptions from these catalogs. I think we're both, I don't know, when you were talking about berries earlier, boy, I was really craving some nice fresh fruit. Maybe we have scurvy. Is that a consideration?
We definitely don't have scurvy.
But how do you know?
Well, do you want me to reveal to the world your vitamin supplement regimen?
That's mostly to not die of COVID.
Do you think that you could possibly be not getting enough vitamin C to avoid the worst deficiency of vitamin C? A fatal deficiency of vitamin C. Do you think that's happening to you?
I did just drink a weird liposomal gel vitamin C preparation yesterday. So
whoa.
So I
don't know what you're doing. You're doing some crazy shit.
I drink vitamin gels now sometimes. Vitamins in gel form, it's the new thing. So I don't die.
I mean, for that matter, we had, I don't know, a handful of bell peppers 2 days ago.
That's true.
That would probably do it as well.
Yeah, all right. What do you want to start with?
I was going to start with the Park Seed blueberries.
Oh man, they look great.
Yeah, don't they look appealing?
They look really appealing. I don't know if I guess they're different varieties. The ones I'm looking at are, I don't know, you always think of like good sweet fruit as being dark and rich in color, but the ones I'm looking at are like quite light blue, like powder blue, UNC blue.
Yeah, that's a thing with blueberries. Sweetheart. Finally, a refruiting blueberry. No pollinator needed to grow 2 crops up to 15 pounds of sweet, firm, nutrient-rich berries beginning the first year.
That's one of the light blue ones.
Raz. Looks like a blueberry.
All right, sorry, you can start again. Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at it. It definitely looks like a blueberry.
Raz. Looks like a blueberry. Tastes like a raspberry.
What the fuck?
Medium to large berries offer a flavor blend unequaled anywhere else. This northern highbush fruits in mid-season and offers spectacular orange and red fall foliage. Tastes like a raspberry. What a claim. Why not grow a raspberry?
Can you picture, when I think of what a raspberry tastes like, I'm thinking more about texture than I am about flavor. Like the flavor might as well be a blueberry, but the contours of the bubblings in it, what do you call those things? The little nodes of little juice bubbles.
Drooplets.
Drooplets?
Yeah.
Like droplets, but ooh?
With a U.
Huh. I mean, it sounds like what they are, I guess, but...
So a drupe is a soft fruit that has a seed in it.
Okay.
It's a general botany term, but the berries of a raspberry are they're actually a bunch of individual fruits that are stuck together, basically. Those are called drupelets, I guess.
Is that dissimilar from a strawberry?
Strawberries do have a bunch of seeds, but they are different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, strawberries are very weird. The strawberry is not a berry. It is an aggregate accessory fruit. The fleshy part is not the plant ovaries, but the ovary receptacle, and each seed is one ovary.
Huh. Do you wish you had that many ovaries, you, Allison?
Called an achene, which again, I certainly knew at some point back in college, at least.
Are you pretending I didn't ask that question?
Do I wish I had a lot of ovaries?
That's the question.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, that's the answer. All right, I'm going to read Nocturne. Turning from bright red to black at maturity, these luscious berries offer gourmet flavor and unbeatable plate appeal. This self-fertile shrub is quite cold-hardy and easy to grow. Here's Top Hat. This dwarf blueberry has lovely white blooms from mid-spring into early summer, followed by berries about the size of peas and packed with rich flavor. Unbeatable heat tolerance. A pea-size blueberry is quite small.
Yeah, that's on the small side.
I don't know that I've ever had one that small. What are the blueberries that we had? What are the blueberries we had that tasted like the blueberry artificial flavoring instead of how blueberries actually taste? Like if you get high C
Are you talking about
flavor.
grapes?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All right, you want to move over to... That's the sort of shit where my mouth doesn't work right. That never happens to you. That probably means I'll get cognitive disorder.
You already have a cognitive disorder.
Well, I guess that's true. Do you want to move over to Johnny's and read some melons?
Boy, I love the idea of a melon that's had its seeds scooped out and then it's got a bunch of berries crammed
really
in there.
Shoved in there instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound good. Do you eat melons with honey?
I've never done that.
Is that a thing people do, though, I think?
Is it? They're so sweet already. Sarah's Choice, our most flavorful cantaloupe. Sarah's Choice consistently comes out on top of our on-farm taste tests. attractive oval fruits, and ideal 3-pound size also help make it a winner at market.
I just looked at this and it looks like melons are often paired with honey in the context of like a melon salad with honey and lime and mint or something like that.
That sounds great.
It does sound great.
I love a fruit salad with mint in it, which I think we discussed in the last
I
episode.
think so too. And that's really one of the only ways I can imagine a fruit salad with melon being exciting. Melon being, as everyone knows, the worst part of a fruit salad.
Well, but that's because of the type of melons.
Because they're nasty.
But there are really good melons.
Yeah, for sure.
If you used a good melon, it would be great.
I'm going to read the sugar cube melon. Personal size and widely adapted. Rich internal color hints at sugar cube's intensely sweet and aromatic flavor. A true delicacy with a broad disease package for both northern or southern regions. Fill the seed cavity with a scoop of vanilla ice cream for a classic summer dessert.
My grandpa used to do that a lot.
That sounds great. I like personal size. Do you remember in our youth when the personal pan pizza was introduced?
I mean, I don't remember it being introduced. I remember that I was supposed to be excited about it.
Yeah, well, Pizza Hut told you to be excited about it specifically, right?
Yeah. But it must have been introduced when I was too small to notice because it always existed as far as I know.
But you agree that the idea of the whole thing is just yours is like that's an exciting marketing strategy?
Yeah, it is, but I didn't like pizza as a child.
Wow. You like enough to eat it weekly now.
Yeah, it's true. But as a very small child, well, first of all, when I finally came around to pizza, it was homemade pizza first.
Yeah.
I rejected Pizza Hut as a source of
Didn't your
pizza.
sister love and demand Pizza Hut?
Papa John's.
Papa John's. Well, I don't think we've ever gotten to how I feel about Papa John Schnatter on this podcast before. Let's not start now.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
But yeah, the idea of having a melon that's just for you, the whole thing with a scoop of ice cream inside it is so indulgent.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, they have at the top of this page, they have a picture of all the melons they offer bisected and from small to large, and Sugar Cube is the smallest one they offer.
Divergent. Our first organic hybrid cantaloupe. Bred to withstand the stressors of organic cropping systems, these heavily netted fruits have an excellent, sweet, aromatic flavor. Harvest at forced slip or cut from vine when skin is mostly yellow with a 30 to 40% green hue.
I gotta say that Divergent is one of the least appealing fruit or vegetable names that I've heard.
I mean, it certainly doesn't give you a vivid picture of what it might taste like or look like.
Yeah. They offer Eden's Gem, but I feel like we've read one or two descriptions
Definitely.
of that in the past. I'm going to read Hannah's choice. I love anything that's somebody's choice. Those are always my favorites. Hannah's choice. Aromatic, very sweet, and full of flavor. The beautiful ribbed fruits average 3 to 5 pounds and are born on healthy, productive plants, bred at Cornell University. See, you can't make a 3 to 5 pound cantaloupe your personal pan cantaloupe.
Well, you don't know. You don't know what I can do.
Can you eat a 5 pound melon?
Probably not.
Yeah, let's dip back over to the other catalog because I'm still craving berries. So back to Park Seed for a moment. And I'm interested in reading the Honeyberry Berry Blue. These berries look like an uncircumcised penis. There's just no way around it. But you have to agree.
I have to.
Or maybe like an elephant trunk. I'm not sure.
I mean, I see where you're coming from.
I'll read the description. These antioxidant-rich berries deliciously flavor juice, preserves, and pies. Pollinates all other honeyberry varieties. What you said you knew what they were. Do you know about them?
Yeah, well, they're planted all over Duke's campus.
Are they?
Yep. You know that parking garage across the street from the biology building?
Yeah.
Wait, do people already know about Duke? Am I revealing any additional personal information?
No, we've talked about that in the past.
Well, anyway, that parking garage across the street from the biology building, there's a ton of honeyberry bushes planted alongside it. You've walked past a row of honeyberry bushes every day
wow,
you've been on
maybe I
that
didn't know they were
campus.
berries because they look like dicks. I mean, they look like no other berry I've ever seen. I guess of berries, they look like if you stretched out a grape or something.
Yeah, they're elongated.
Can you just munch them?
Yeah, you can.
Why didn't we ever munch them?
Because I thought they might spray them.
Oh, that's probably true. I'm also going to read the description of the picture next to it, which I think is really striking looking. It's the Raspberry Ann, which is a pretty funny name. The largest, sweetest berries. This highly productive, ever-bearing plant sets fruit at the same time as heritage and is very well adapted and dependable. That's like not a particularly... the largest, sweetest berries is a bold statement, but they fail to detail that these are like a golden hue. They look like they look sort of like honeycomb or something.
Yeah, golden raspberries are always very attractive.
Yeah.
It is surprising that they did not mention that in the description.
Their incredible color. Yeah, I think that this catalog, because they offer vivid, often actually very nice pictures of a bunch of these things, I think they feel less of a need to describe them.
Yeah, that might be. They clearly have put a lot of effort into the photography.
Yeah, if you turn back one page, their blackberry pictures are particularly beautiful, I think.
I guess they actually have a photograph for every plant.
For every plant. Yeah, that's rare.
That's a pretty interesting thing. I don't know why I didn't notice that before, but every entry has a photograph to accompany it. Well, I want to read the Goji Sweet Lifeberry.
Okay.
Ultra nutritious and easy to grow, this vining shrub offers lavender trumpet-shaped blooms, followed by shiny bright red berries over a long, long season. You need plant only one to get a heavy crop of berries. Delicious fresh or dried, it has been a staple of the Chinese diet for centuries and is renowned for its antioxidants, amino acids, and beta-carotene. Maybe we should get a goji vine.
I mean, I would love to have a berry supply of really any variety. I'm going to read the Blackberry Black Satin. This virtually thornless, ultra-hardy blackberry plant offers sweet golf ball size fruit on semi-erect stems, sun-loving and certain to delight with its summer harvest. Golf ball size blackberries?
They really should put something for scale in the photo. If
Right.
that's
You could
true.
see a picture of them, but there's nothing for scale, so they could be anything. But wow.
Well, as a former Oregonian, I'll read the Marionberry. The Cabernet of blackberries. This gourmet variety is self-pollinating and very productive, offering buckets of slightly sweet, tart fruit you will love.
All right, let's hit Johnny's again for just a couple watermelon descriptions. The idea of scooping vanilla ice cream into cantaloupe has made me want to read the watermelon description called sorbet. Sorbet, delicious small seedless watermelon. Sorbet is a great size for farmers markets and CSAs. Firm, crisp, bright red flesh has excellent flavor and sweetness. Dark green with dark green stripes, these melons are almost round.
Chubbiness.
Chubbiness.
Chubbiness. Tasty, seedless, sugar baby type. Classic watermelon appearance in popular icebox size. Round to oval, average 9 to 11 pounds, with dark green rind and red flesh. Long, vigorous vines. Average 2 to 3 fruits per plant.
So those were a couple triploid/seedless watermelons.
Yep.
What is a triploid?
Right. So we are diploid. We have one in our genome, we have one copy of each chromosome from each parent.
Uh-huh.
Gametes are haploid. Our gametes are haploid. So human sperm and egg cells have half the normal genomic complement of a fertilized to adult human.
Okay.
Tetraploid. So there are some fish and frogs. There have been some instances of whole genome duplication. Fish and frogs would be animals that have sort of common examples of this. So they actually have 4 copies of each gene in the genome, but it's very common with plants. There are lots of tetraploid plants. These triploid watermelons, I think that's what makes them infertile and why they don't set
they're
seeds.
seedless. Yeah.
Because when you get to be triploid, then when it comes time to segregate those chromosomes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so triploid plants are sterile because the chromosomes can't pair up the way they should in order to evenly divide the genetic material between the daughter cells.
So what's relevant to this catalog is that those would be seedless, but it's interesting that they list them as triploid and the next page has diploid watermelons.
Yeah, so those are regular. They would set seed
Sure.
and you might be able to collect that seed and grow more watermelon from it.
That seems like a benefit. I'll read one more diploid. The mini love. Personal sized. Another personal sized. Early and delicious. Sweet and firm, oval round fruits average 3 to 5 pounds. Distinctive bright green rind with dark green stripes and dense bright red flesh. Very productive. Compared to Little Baby Flower, which it replaced, Mini Love has fewer and smaller seeds, brighter flesh, a thicker rind, and better field holding ability. Well, this one claims to be personal size, but also 3 to 5 pounds.
Well,
I guess, is that the amount that a person would eat of a melon?
maybe of a watermelon.
I
They're
guess it's
so
mostly
watery.
water, yeah.
But you know what? By weight, all fruit is mostly water, so it's hard to say.
I guess us too. All right, well, we thought we'd play the hits in the newest edition of our now classic segment.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? We're going back to the well for more. Tell us about it.
More racehorses,
Yeah.
because that's always fun.
So the premise is I have to guess whether it's a racehorse or a what?
Or in this case, it'll be a sunflower.
A sunflower or a racehorse. Great.
Okay, so the first one is Desert Gold and Crimson Blaze.
Ooh. The thing is, both work for a racehorse because you want to have blazing speed, but you also want the purse that comes with the winning horse, which is gold, or maybe you win gold by being in first place. But, I mean, a sunflower isn't generally, I don't think, crimson. So I guess I have to go with that the racehorse is Crimson Blaze and the sunflower is, what was the other one?
Desert Gold.
Desert Gold. I'll go sunflower, desert gold, racehorse, Crimson Blaze.
That is incorrect.
Really?
Yeah, that's backwards.
Wow. Is the sunflower in question red?
It sure is.
Shocking. Will you tell me about that sunflower?
Yes. The bummer is that, of course, the top search result for all of these sunflower names is a burpee description.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna read the burpee description of Crimson Blaze. Bicolor sunflower dazzles with sensuous, high-definition color and outright drama.
Okay.
Wine red ray petals, tipped in rich yellow, orbit dark center discs packed with 600 tiny flowers.
That's not a terrible description, but what does it mean for color to be high definition? Are they trying to say it's like a very saturated?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean.
Okay. I mean, I don't like that as a term, but okay, wow. That's something.
Okay. Double dandy and majestic prince.
Ooh. Boy, I really think that Double Dandy has a like 1920s vibe that I associate with the golden age of betting on the ponies. So I'm going to go with Double Dandy as the horse. What was the other one?
Majestic Prince.
Wow, what an absurd name for a plant or a racehorse, I guess. But in this case, I'm assuming that is the plant.
That is backwards again.
Shocking. I'm actually shocked by that one. Double Dandy. That's very foppish in the way that you would expect a racehorse name to be foppish.
Yeah, I mean, these...
Is that a slur?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
These...
I don't want to do a slur by accident.
These sunflowers are, I mean, the sunflower names I picked are names that I think would be great racehorse names.
I guess so.
Course.
Well, tell me about the Double Dandy.
So here is a Double Dandy description from myseedneeds.com.
Well, that really makes it sound salacious.
Yeah, we should probably check them out at some point. Add them to the list.
My seed needs.
Double Dandy is a hybrid variety of sunflower that produces pollen-free flowers. This unusual yet beautiful sunflower displays double blooms in a deep cherry red coloring. Each plant will stand to a mature height of only 1 to 2 feet tall.
Well, I guess it's a double because it's a hybrid.
It's a double bloom.
It's a double bloom. Why is it good to not have pollen?
Because when you use them as a cut flower and you bring them indoors,
okay, so it's an allergy thing.
It's an allergy and a just cleaning thing because if they're shedding pollen all over your table and food, it's sort of...
But what's a bumblebee gonna think when it goes up to get some of that and then the fields are barren?
Yeah, what a disappointment.
It's a huge disappointment. And really a kind of a dick move in this day and age, I've got to say. Bumblebees have to deal with fucking murder hornets and trick flowers that we give them now. Brutal. It's brutal.
Okay, how about this one? Teddy bear and gallant bloom.
Well, I mean, for God's sake, one of them has bloom in the name. I mean, you have a track record of trying to trick me in situations like this. So if I were trying to counter that, I would say Gallant Bloom was the horse in this scenario. What was the other name?
Teddy bear.
Teddy bear. Boy, doesn't make any sense as a plant name, does it? I mean, by all accounts, Teddy Bear should be the horse and Gallant Bloom should be the plant. But you know what? Just because fuck you, I'm guessing the reverse.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
Teddy bear is the sunflower.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
So it's called teddy bear because it has lots and lots of tiny petals that make it look very fuzzy.
Oh, yeah, that's a fuzzy wuzzy, isn't it?
Okay. White Knight and Day Star.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to say White Knight is the sunflower and Daystar is the horse. And not just because I'm trying to game the system like I did for the last one, because Daystar, of course, as a sunflower name makes all the sense in the world. But I'm getting the feeling that whenever there's a color in especially one that's not usually associated with that plant, that's going to be the plant. So I'm going to say White Knight is the sunflower and it's uniquely white, unusually so, and that Daystar is the horse.
You got it.
Yeah, let me take a look. All right, I've made a comeback. I'm now 2-2.
All right, so I'm looking at seedsandpots.com.
Seeds in pot?
Seeds and pots, yeah. Sunflower White Knight. Creamy pale yellow, almost white petals on a dark center. It's pretty much a regular looking sunflower, but just
pale petals. That's actually beautiful, though. That's a really nice color for a sunflower.
Yeah, it looks nice.
That's the thing I miss from our old garden is the enormous sunflowers you'd grow. They're really a statement in the garden throughout the summer, and then they would keel over in the heat by the end of it.
They start listing and eventually just sort of collapse.
But it's really a marvel that they can grow like that at all, in my mind.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
Candy Mountain and Wheel of Fortune.
Oh boy, there's no way to know this. Oh boy. Well, a sunflower is in the shape of a wheel, but a horse is goes fast, like it were on wheels, and you want to have, good fortune in your betting on it. Ooh, this one's hard. Candy Mountain makes no sense for either of them, but Wheel of Fortune makes good sense for both of them.
Oh, Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with either of these things?
It's just when stuff is good.
Yeah. I think Wheel of Fortune is the horse and Candy Mountain is the sunflower.
Wow, you've come out on top.
Wow, I really came back from a deficit. I was 0-2 and I ended up 3-2.
Yeah.
That's big. What a comeback. Tell me about Candy Mountain.
All right, once again, I'm forced to read from the Burpee catalog.
Oh, the indignity.
Flowers and blooms on every leaf node of the 8 to 10 foot plants. Create a homegrown mountain of super branching 8 to 10 foot sunflowers. Candy Mountain produces an astonishing display of big, beautiful blooms, burgundy to cherry flower. They've got a lot of dashes in here.
You can't help but criticize their copy even now.
Candy Mountain produces an astonishing display of big, beautiful blooms, burgundy to cherry flowers with yellow flames and brown centers that shoot off in all directions.
Let me see a picture. Oh, those look great. Yep. Those are beautiful. What an explosion of color.
Candy Mountain adds a vertical spectacle of sensuous color in your landscape.
Do you think that Burpee's overuses the term sensuous, which was in 2 of the only 2 descriptions you read from them today?
Alternatively, do you think that whoever wrote all the sunflower descriptions was horny for sunflowers?
Yeah, I think that's plausible. All right. Well, we are at CD Business on Twitter, CD Business Pod on Instagram. You can email us at cdbusinesspod@gmail.com. If you would like, you may elect to rate us poorly or review us, ideally poorly, on iTunes. And if you haven't lost it all betting on the ponies, you should eat your vegetables.
We're all just doing the best we can.
You should speak for yourself.
It's CD business. It's CD business. Boring talk about seeds, CD talk between paws. I know random chatter about ovals and spores. We'll take a ditch and we'll moan and split the difference. It's seedy business. It's seedy business.